Okay, it's 11:30. Good morning. My name's Brandon Locklear. I'm a senior forecaster here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, and we will be covering the period. Yeah, believe it or not, this is the last week of February, from February 24th through March 1st, and that includes a leap year. What is happening February 29th. Before we get ahead to see what we're going to have this upcoming week, let's review the big event from this past week. And that was our snowstorm on Thursday, February 20th. This is a preliminary snow map that was created by our WCM, Nick Petro. With some of the snowfall reports, you can see that basically we had about a ½ inch to an inch across the southern portions of central North Carolina, with a maximum of 3 to 4 inches, maybe even close to 5 inches up across the northeast. We're still looking, and we appreciate any additional reports. Again, especially across that northeastern portions, we only have a few reports coming out of those counties. So Warren, Vance, Halifax, Nash, and Edgecombe. If you guys have some snow reports, we would love to have those. You can email that to Nick, or you can send that to the NWS Raleigh email account. But again, this is not a final map, and we need to do a few more revisions. As you can see, there's that 1.75 and 2 inches across Warren County. We believe that's probably a little bit underdone. So that's kind of why we're looking for some additional snow fall reports. Looking ahead for this upcoming week, you can see that if you look through midweek, you see some greens, and then as you look at the bottom two graphics, it's pretty clear. So we are expecting to have the wettest part of the next 6 to 7 days is going to be the first 3 days of this week. And I'll just check the radar before I started the briefing, and already started seeing a few places reporting some very light rain. We're expecting rain chances to really start to pick up late this afternoon and this evening, and especially overnight. The wettest period we're expecting it to be this evening through tomorrow morning. And then, as you can see in the upper right graphic, there's a cold front that's going to come through on Wednesday, and that should bring additional rain chances. So there should be a kind of dry period from late tomorrow morning through about Wednesday afternoon when that cold front arrives. But there's very little chance of us seeing much in the way of sun basically through the first 3 days. Then that front goes through on Wednesday night, and you can see that not a lot going on, but it will be cold. In fact, we're looking at temperatures a good 10 to 15 degrees below normal, basically Thursday through Sunday. So if you're one of those that, say, hey, we didn't get enough of cold weather, it looks like we're going to have a pretty cold 5 days coming up. And then we're going to have to watch. There's a couple of very strong disturbances aloft that's going to come through. The first one is on Friday. The other one is late on Saturday. And they could produce some very light precip amounts. And if they were to come through during the evening or overnight or early morning hours, we could have a little bit of frozen precip, maybe some flurries. But right now, the moisture is very limited. Models are showing no more than about 100th or two. So right now we have a dry forecast, and with these type of systems, you just can't tell till we get much closer to the event. So we'll continue to watch that, and as always, if we see something that could produce some amounts, we will be sending out future briefings. The severe potential for the next 3 days is very low. Although we could see some thunder, and that best chance of thunder looks like it could be on Wednesday, with a few rumbles possible when that cold front comes through. Looking at the rain chances, it looks like between today through Wednesday, we're looking at a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall falling through that period. Here's a zoomed in look. So it looks like the heaviest amounts are expected across southern portions of the state, where an inch is possible, maybe a little bit more. And then lower as you go up north across the northern Piedmont, northern coastal plain, we're expecting a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. Now, because of this rainfall, We still have a few of our main stem rivers that are above flood stage, and along with some area creeks and streams. So we could have some minor rises, but we're not expecting any significant flooding from this additional rainfall. Looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook, here's that below normal period. So once we get behind that cold front on Thursday, and continuing into Sunday, that's why you're seeing the below normal temperatures in that 6 to 10 day period. And then you can see that for the most part, a fairly dry with below normal precip chances during that 6 to 10 day period. Then we look ahead for the second week, and there's the flip. So this is what we've seen all winter. Looks like we have higher probabilities for above normal temperatures, basically for that first full week of March. And with rain chances maybe slightly above normal. So we'll continue to look at that over the next several days. I'd like to make this announcement that next week is going to be North Carolina's Severe Weather Preparedness Week. Again, that's March 1st through March 7th. We will be sending out our daily messages about severe weather safety. And you can see, if you want more information, there's the link on the right-hand side. And a reminder that on Wednesday, March 4th at 9:30 a.m., that is when we will be conducting the statewide tornado drill. All right, so real quick, as we said, real wet the first 2 to 3 days of this week. Once that cold front goes through on Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, it's going to be much colder and drier, with temperatures averaging a good 10 to 15 degrees below normal. That means you're looking at highs in the mid to upper 40s to low 50s across the south, and lows at night getting down into the 20s. So we're expecting some hard freezes on those nights. Although this goes into the following week, we should rebound back to near normal as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then finally, again, next week is the Severe Weather Preparedness Week, which runs March 1st through March 7th.